Alrighty, alrighty. Let's see what we got. I'm going to go ahead and pick just one song real quick over here. And then we'll pick one song on the other one. And we'll just see what energies we come up with today and what's going on.
More volume, more care. No compromise. New Voluminous Noir Ball Mascara by L'Oreal Paris. 7 times more volume. 99%
Apologies,
natural
you got a
orange
commercial.
ingredients. Cares for lashes while volume.
Hopefully I don't get in trouble for showing somebody else's commercial. Alright, so we got this song. I like me. Ooh, Aries season is coming. Let's see what this station has to say. Pandora is definitely more girly. YouTube has definitely picked up more of a masculine. Haha. Oh man, that was another concert. Where's my instrumentals? People stop and you see. We saw them and Sugar Ray and Matchbox 20 at the Virginia Beach amphitheater. I don't want to get in trouble for too much of that song. Where's my instrumental? Man, I love that story too. Got tickets that morning for that show. They weren't even supposed to do the show. They were supposed to... It was 4th of July weekend. And their last show was someplace else in Virginia. And we had a fleet coming back in. So all the wives got together and did this whole petition to a radio station and to Matchbox 20 and to Sugar Ray to do one more show at the amphitheater for the military. So they decided to add it on. Tickets sold out immediately. The morning of the show, they announced that they were going to release 500 tickets. But you had to go up in person in order to buy them. So, this is Virginia Beach, so Luna to the rescue. She took me up there and I was able to get 2 tickets for me and my mom to go to that show. One of the few times it was just me and her did something really cool together. I remember picking her up for work too. That was great. Picked her up from work and I slapped the tickets up against the window right when she was getting ready to check out. And she was cashing out her drawers at the gas station. And she got to go right from, I believe, probably right from work to the concert. Because, yeah, they usually start about 6:30. Thinking a lot about concerts lately. Show you one thing. I had a friend... pass away, and another friend of mine said that she was hired to go through her estate, and she was going to she's hired to go through her stuff, organize her stuff to be it out to people. She's going to send me a bunch of pictures from the 90s. Apparently my friend Sam had saved all that. That's just crazy, and that's what that's from. Offspring, 1999. I think they'll send me the ticket stubs too, to the pictures. I think that's great. I want to make a little picture frame thing of it. I don't know. I really lucked out with the friends that I had up there. I don't know. I think I've lucked out in the friend department most of my life. All the real drama in my life has always really come from family, honestly. All right, what do we got? Don't ever let anybody tell you they're better than you. Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity. It's not what you're called, it's what you answer to, and it's do or do not. There is no try. I don't know, I get a strong message with that do or do not too. There is no try. It's kind of like, if you never try, the answer is always no. Like I talk about how my daughter can be like this little hustler sometimes, and I'll tell you how she really started all that is I told her once a long time ago, if you never ask, the answer is always no. So guess what that led to? She always asks. Why? Because laws of probability. What? Eventually someone's going to say yes. I find men in dating tend to be like that. Like especially if you get into like guys that like to go to bars, like that Pauly Shore type, right? It's like what? It's just what? How do they get so lucky all the time? They don't care. They ask any attractive female they see until they ping on one that says yes. That's it. But in general, what I didn't mean it to be used like that. That's how an adolescent child would use that logic. What? Just always ask. Anytime you see something you want, ask. What? They might say yes. Right? And that's like little kids at the grocery store, right? If you bought your kids everything they wanted every time you go to the store, your house would fill up with crap so fast. It would be unreal, right? Or they would be hugely obese, depending on what they're asking for. I think when it comes to the universe, right, it's more of a be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you wish for. Definitely got the bride in the cage here. Someone's definitely feeling trapped by obligations and promises. And there's a breaching of surface happening here. A breaching of consciousness. A breaching through probably this. Let's see what else the cards have to say. I got a new deck. It's so tiny. I had a little itty bitty dark royale deck like this too. Look how tiny it is. Look cute. Picked this up at the Zenden. I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about my oldest niece. Right? She's 19, going to be 20 this year. And it's just crazy to think, just to think, because I've got no dating advice for that age group at all. Like, I don't know, you guys. Patience. Y'all made it complicated. I've been thinking about that too. Like in the 90s, like, I don't know. I mean, apparently it wasn't like this everywhere, but for like New York in the 90s, out on Long Island, I don't know. It wasn't a big thing. Like, we had punks and freaks and goths and emo kids and straight edges and jocks. We had nerds, and everybody pretty much took the message from the 80s movies, right? We all hung out together, like at least my group did. We called ourselves the Smithtown Freaks. But there wasn't any set cliquey style or anything else like that. And I don't know, everybody was bi pretty much, right? That was not considered a big deal at all to our group. Boys wore eyeliner. Didn't mean they were gay. Confused the hell out of my parents. Is he wearing makeup? Yeah. Is he gay? I don't think so. I'm personally pretty sure he's not. He might be bi. We didn't have any fun labels back then. You just were what you were, and I embraced it, and then our whole group just went like that, man. And then something happened. I don't know what happened. Like, I know in our school they wanted to do uniforms at one point. And we all immediately were against that because we were big on pushing fashion envelopes, right? Just ridiculousness. Well, not really now, not in today's standards, but it was for then. And we did this as a student body. We got together and everybody signed a petition saying that we would refuse to wear the uniforms. We wouldn't come to school, or we would just not wear them. We were not going to wear uniforms, point blank, period. And a couple thousand signatures from the student body, and we handed it in, and they dropped the uniform thing. When did we lose that? Because I'm talking to people born between 70 and 85. When did we lose that? When did we lose that urge to fight conformity, right? Now what? Now our kids wear uniforms to school at public schools. It's insane. Forced conformity. I'm happy the schools have been a little bit lax about hair, at least lately, and letting the kids do some crazy colors and stuff, I guess, after all the parents kept doing it. They're too small to bridge. They're so cute. I thought maybe they'd be easier to shuffle and everything with my hands. Interesting. What else do we got? We got a bunch of cards that are upside down. Any more? All right. So I got the Three of Cups and the Ten of Swords. If that is not two totally divided energies there. Ten of Swords is definitely entrapment, feelings of entrapment, feeling stuck. It's definitely... Oh, man. So I'm getting this energy. This guy is genuinely stabbed. Like, usually the card just shows swords around the person. They're just kind of holding it, and it's... This person's actually been stabbed. Right, I got Torah, just not just stabbed, but kind of almost pinned down by the backstabbing, right? Briefcases over here. It's like he got robbed, but like in a methodical way here. Now this is the 3D line, right? Now, I'm getting the sense now, just gonna put it out there because this deck is different than the other decks. How did this person find themselves in this situation? Now this is the Three of Cups card, but doesn't they give off that Three of Swords, Seven of Cups energy there? Chilling, relaxing, drinking on the couch, enjoying the company of two beautiful women. I feel like this is someone who got played. For sure. All right. So, this person, I get a sense, is overcoming a lot of this, or at least working to overcome this on the 3D, right? They're working to overcome whatever this is that happened, right? It's like, yeah, okay, what? Yeah, okay. I fell for it. Right? Type deal? Like, okay. What? I see how I manifested myself into this situation. Right? I like how this guy, like Knight of Pentacles here. This is the Knight of Pentacles, and just look at his little industrious little inventor backpack there, right? Ingenuity. That's the word I'm looking for, right? This person's using ingenuity, right? Definitely got the Hermit. A lot of retrospection, right? A lot of figuring out how the frig you got into that situation, how not to get into that situation, how to manifest what it is you really want. Right, that's the Four of Wands. That's usually the card for solid foundations. It's usually also considered like the marriage card, stable home life card, right? And I like this too because you got the Hermit on this side, but you also got the High Priestess on this side. Now, she was upside down. So, because she's upside down, she is definitely something that was in, not necessarily in this, but definitely part of this storyline, right? I don't see her as these two. The High Priestess does not operate in that kind of energy, right? Not in a manipulative way. She's a good time, but in a different way. I love her. She's got her crystal ball and a deck and a top hat. That's great. This is officially my favorite High Priestess now. And the moon's on it. Ridiculous. Alright, so we got the High Priestess here too. But there is a lot of shadow work that still needs to be done here. There's a lot going on with the moon. Alright, so you got the two energies here. In between these two, you got these, right? You got the Hermit and the Knight of Pentacles here. Ingenuity and retrospective hermiting, right? Clearing the path. What? Clearing your energy by disconnecting your energy from others. We got the High Priestess. The High Priestess also is a type of person who manifests on her own. And she manifests on her own usually by keeping a lot of shit secret, right? Or operates in a mysterious type of way. Definitely operates with moon energy, which is a balancing energy of light and dark, and those working with the cycles rather than fighting the cycles. But always with the moon card, you definitely have a lot of that. Energy. Dude, I'm just... a very weird moon card. You get a cat on one side, a dog on the other. And it's not the sun that's lighting up the moon. There's an artificial light lighting up the moon that's shining down onto a robot scorpion there at the bottom. Or, that was that, a crawfish or a lobster, right? Right. I got a lot of sense of something fighting the cycles, right? Definitely something wrong with the cycles there. Artificial cycles, artificial illumination. Not seeing truly for what it is. See, now this is also a thing that could be coming out too. What is it's like you could be viewing this person thinking they're in this full moon, fully lit up energy, but that's a false energy. That's not true sun energy that the person is illuminating. Okay. What do I do with the rest of these? Put them up for me. They're so tiny. That in case I want to come back to that. All right, what's going on the 40 here? All right, so on the 40, we have the Hierophant, right? Now, this is a little bit different than the Hermit so much, right? The Hermit's more of introspection, of looking within, of figuring out things, and yeah, it's more of the Hermit's more shadow work. Whereas the Hierophant, I believe, is more light work. And what I mean by light work is it's looking into the things that bring you joy. And a lot of things that bring you joy are the things that you find genuine faith in and genuine traditions that you like to hold, right? It's so simple, right? And I say that too, little traditions that light you up, little things, little goals that you can accomplish every day that make you feel better. And it could be the simplest things, right? Could be the simplest things. I got the Chariot here, definitely feeling very pulled in direction. Or pulled in a certain direction. I like how he's on top of the Chariot. He's not even holding the reins, right? There's definitely a push and pull of the energy here. And the push and the pull, I don't think is being given enough credit to the person doing the pushing and the pulling of the energy, right? Never forget that in the middle there, that is you working those energies, right? That's the magician working the energies. And now this is picking up a lot of definitely masculine energy here, right? And I believe there's a lot of push and pull on this energy, right? Because whereas you have the Hierophant here, finding that light within, you have the Hangman here, which is more like the Hermit, only this person is stuck, right? The Hangman the Hangman is stuck in a position of having to sacrifice something, right? I don't know, that song that's been in my head lately is I crashed my car into the bridge, I watched, I let it burn, and it's been playing over and over again with this damn saying that somebody said, I think it was Case from Everyday Masters, said something along the lines of, you know, if you really trusted the universe, you'd let your hands off the wheel, right? You'd let your hands off the wheel. Well, some people who did that found themselves in this situation. What? I let go of the wheel and it crashed into the bridge and I could do nothing but just sit there and watch it burn. Like, okay, right? Now, for all these energies, for whatever's been going on, right? We got this. And isn't that the difference between the two? What? This person back here is in the sun. This person up here, I feel, is a little bit more on this side of it, right? More of the worried side of it, right? More of the stressing. Whereas this person's leaning more into faith and belief and trust. This person, I think, is a little bit stuck on the stuck part. I think that crash and let the bridge burn, it was kind of a, well, now what the hell happens type of energy. And for people who are used to being in the manifestor seat, right? When you realize, like, when you think that you're going to manifest a certain type of timeline, and then you're just like, I'm going to leave it up to the universe to bring in what's best for me, and then you just end up like this, and it's like, okay, I'm learning a lot. But, yeah, what's going to happen next? Which is why a lot of people turn to tarot. It's like, what, you want to know what's going to happen next. And I also get this energy too, right? This is me personally, right? You always got somebody. You always got somebody who's like, oh, she's not doing videos. Oh, everything must be falling apart. Oh, life could be crazy. Everything else, other people could just have lives. I'm a single mother, 2 kids. I have a disabled mother that I help take care of. I got animals. I've got a life as well, And yeah, everything's crazy for everybody right now. I mean, I'm not the only one dealing with the gas prices going up and grocery prices and everything else. Like, I'm here too, y'all. I'm here too on the 3D with the rest of y'all just riding through this shit, And you can't force energy. You can't force it. Right? You either feel the move to do it or you don't. And I see a lot of people that are trying to make it on YouTube and stuff like that. And yes, I know, I already watch it. I mean, I follow plenty of people that tell you, how to work the algorithms and things like that. But a lot of that calls for faking it some days. It calls for a persona. It calls for a persona, which is a split person part of your personality that you lean into for these things. It's why movie stars and stuff go insane, right? That's Jim Carrey's whole thing. That's how acting showed him that he was nothing but an actor from birth, right? Playing a role. The world is but a stage and all of us are just the actors on it, right? All right, on the 5D, on the 5D, we got the Queen of Pentacles here, right? This person is also dealing with a lot of bound up, tied energy, right? Her hands tied in front of her face, right? And all those swords. But here's the thing I always say. Whenever I see ropes and swords, it's like, why don't you use the sword to cut the ropes? Right? The hands are bound in front of your face. But you have everything you need in front of you to unbind those ropes. But then it comes the scary part. Who's holding all the swords, right? You got temptation here in the middle. Falling for temptation. There's a threat here. Bound to temptations, things like that. Definitely got that fox, sly energy in there. I mean, everything down to the snake in the tree. Get the World card here. There's definitely a new energy getting to wake up, right? And now, through the ashes, there's always something that is reborn. And that's something I was talking to somebody the other day about. And they're just like, oh, the world's going to get worse with, wars and everything else that's going on and this, that, and the other thing. And I don't know. It got me thinking about these women in, I believe it was South Africa, around the Congo area. It was several years ago now. And there was really a lot of war breaking out there. And there was a lot of these people coming in and they would take all the boys out of the tribes and they would militarize them and everything else like that. And a bunch of the women banded together and they formed their own little villages and tribes, and they started making jewelry and kind of running it like a nonprofit and kind of embracing the world's technology and things like that, and created their own little economy and figured out a way to support themselves, and almost an own Renaissance energy is what I was thinking, right? It's like what? It could be the end of the world, or it could be the Renaissance for a new era. And that's something that we were all leaning into before. If you think about it, right before all this lockdown craziness, all the fear, before all this crazy, crazy energy started happening, before they started just kicking kids out of school and things like that, what was going on? What was going on? I'm not sure about y'all, but definitely for the group that we were working with over here with the Coven of Silver Cord and everything else, there was a lot of bartering going on. There was a lot of supporting each other going on. There was definitely a collective energy moving towards this very, 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 very Renaissance energy, right? Very much more into what the handmade is better than something from Pier 1. A painting done by, an amateur somewhere that you know in the world that you traded them herbs from your garden for will be more valuable to you than this cookie cutter bullshit that you can buy at Walmart and Pier 1. Live, life, love, and those things that already, it was this whole energy we were moving towards, right? And then it was like, bam, it all got shut down. Makes me think about the 90s too. What? That free, that fun, that crazy, that damn the man energy that we all had. When did that disappear? 9/11. Bam, shut that energy down. It's a matter of what energy you want to move into, right? There's a lot of call for movement here. There's a lot of call for making a move, right? Either physically or yeah. Let some clarifiers on that. Definitely got the temptations, and the temptations are going to be things that are going to distract you from what you need to be doing for sure. And temptations are going to be things that are going to be what? Oh, comfort zones. Old comfort zones are going to be your most tempting. It's the same card. Check your numerals, right? Right? Old comfort zones that bind you, right? Definitely got a call here. Keep working on your skills. See, and 9 of Swords, right? See, I'm getting a strong sense with this 3 of Pentacles here, and I've brought this up before. It was that whole, what? Not feeling like your shit is good enough. Feeling like you still need to work on it. Feeling like it still feels amateur because you made it, right? I feel like there's a lot of cruelty. I feel like this old connection, this tempting, comforting connection, right? And it's a 5D connection because there's something that's still got its hold on you, right? Makes you second guess yourself a lot. Makes you second guess yourself a lot. Yeah, definitely getting this a call for... yeah, being calm and being still. You get the Princess of Swords energy here. Very being mindful of not rushing to speak too much. Don't speak too much. Don't give old comfort zones. Don't give those old people. Don't allow them to... that's a big one I had to get over with... just, yeah, my ex-husbands, just in general, right? People who were with you and knew you for a very long time, they know your buttons, right? They know your triggers. They know you. Yes, you can't just love somebody and they're not going to figure it out. And just because they turned out to be toxic or whatever it was, doesn't mean that they didn't, on some level, love you and figure you out, or at least have something to figure it out, right? Judgments, right? Getting a very strong call of being mindful on where you're casting your judgments, right? And it's not so much about not being being judgmental is bad. It's just, what are you focused on? I always get this during the summer too, is a big message that comes in. It's like, who's really happier at the beach, right? You go to the beach, you go to the river, you go to the pool, or you go swimming, or you go to do whatever it is that you're going to go do, right? And I'm going to get some of these while I do this. There's two types of people at the beach. You got the snobs. They're the ones that are sitting there over on their blankets. They're the ones that are lathering themselves. They're the ones that went and got a spray tan before they came to the beach, right? And their thing is they get to the beach, they immediately scan for people to talk shit about. Oh my God, I can't believe that woman is that big and she's wearing black and white. Can you say Shamu? This is a miserable bitch that needs to eat a fucking cookie and chill out, right? That is not a happy person. You know who's the happy person? The woman in the black and white bathing suit who doesn't give a shit about the bitches on the towel, right? She's busy playing in the water with her kids. You know, and it's hard to stay in that energy because when you are in part of the collective, you do tend to pick up on the energies. You can notice eyes staring at you. You can notice things like that, right? And you can allow yourself to be made real self-conscious about. And I will say this about the teenagers now, at least from my personal perspective, from my friends, and this is from across the East Coast, right? Mostly East Coast. They are so much more body positive than this middle group is, right? Now, I had the group in the 90s. We weren't really body conscious at all, right? And then somehow, with the era of social media and everything else like that, people are so terrified of their own bodies that we're having to come out of this energy, right? Of not looking at ourselves through our cruelest factors, right? And a lot of us have that nasty little voice in our head, and it's not even our voice, it's some toxic person from your past, right? That person who always called you chubby and pinched your cheeks and said, oh, she's getting big, isn't she? Things like that. Or, you know, a sibling that you were always in some sort of weight battle with, right? You know, everybody was always weighing themselves and telling each other. I know growing up in a single mother household with the all female, that was always a big thing that made us body conscious. But we were constantly pitted against each other. You were constantly pitted against each other. Everybody was constantly talking about how much they weighed, what diet they were on, what they were doing now. This is the first time I've ever been smaller than the two of you. Just little tiny digs like that, and they get to you after a while. You know, some people have those nasty family members that have said things throughout your life like, I can't stand your laugh or your voice or the way you say that, or, you know, and it gets you into a bad space. You just understand that's not you. And I think that's a big thing, right? A lot of people think that's their shadow. No, baby. No, baby. That is not your shadow. I'll say that again. That is not your shadow. That is someone else's shadow that was being projected onto you for a long enough period of time that it caused a fucking almost PTSD, or what is the other one? CTSD, whatever, response in your brain. But they programmed that into you. That was their own fucking shadow. And they had no one else to project it on but to you. So you got to understand, when those voices pop up, that is not you. And once you realize that is not you, that gives you the choice to decide whose voice you're going to listen to. Yours or theirs. What are you going to embrace in that moment? Are you going to embrace shame over whatever your body looks like? Or are you going to embrace the joy of watching your kids playing around? It's really your choice. Or your friends having fun. You know, that was one of my big things too. It's like, yeah, I have, damn it, I forget his name. The guitarist in Motley Crue has some sort of degenerative disease, right? Something that's like slowly like paralyzing him, right? And at that point, when he discovered that he had that disease, he quit his regular job and he joined a rock band. If you ever watch the movie, it's really interesting to watch. He's always there, and he'll always answer people, but he doesn't talk much, and he just enjoys being part of the energy and just watching everybody else have fun. And it's a vicarious energy to live through, but it's a damn sight better than wallowing around in bed just complaining about the pain, right? So there's definitely a call here for passion. There's definitely a sense of where you have encaged yourself with obligations, right? This is someone who's encaged themselves within an obligation, right? This card is representative of someone who wants to get out of a marriage, right? Or an engagement of some kind, right? This is like someone at like a boutique trying on dresses, and they're looking in the mirror and they don't really even feel themselves, right? They even feel barred and trapped by the lasers skull. They feel hollow, they feel empty, they don't feel like they have any genuine emotions, and you feel almost kind of like a doll just moving through it, right? Because you made promises, you made obligations, there's some sort of contract. Accepting a ring is a contract, right? But it's a matter of owning that's how you feel. And owning how you got yourself into that, right? And that's how you're breaching the surface here, right? And the breach really is coming up out of the waters of your emotions, breathing in that of fresh air, right? I forget what it was. So for a while there, I was like, this was years ago now, I went through a phase, right, where it was like every day I woke up and I felt like I was coming out from water, and I would not gasp, but just definitely take that deep, deep breath of air, right? And it's kind of like, let's read these, right? A dream is merely a dream until you put it into action, right? The best curse ever is, may the horror of all your actions be revealed to you. They say in heaven, love comes first. Men need to be loved and women need to be wanted. There's definitely a lot going on here. This is definitely relationship based, right? This is a lot of, a dream is merely a dream until you put it into action. Right? And if you're the kind of person who talks about your dreams all the time and doesn't put them into action, that's called future casting. And it's a form of gaslighting and manipulation. What? I will eventually get my shit together. I will quit smoking next month. I will change my whatever next month. I will establish a new routine next year. I will be a better person later. One day I will buy you a fancy car. One day I will get you a fancy house. One day it's going to be perfect. But a dream is merely a dream until you take action to put it into reality. Or else, what? If you never take the first step, you're never going to go any fucking where, right? The best curse ever is, may the full horror of your actions be revealed to you. Now, I get a strong sense, and this is, people reap what they sow, and I'm a firm believer of that. And may the full horror of your actions be revealed to you come down into, eventually, and this is especially for people who deal with, and I don't want to say it, egomaniacs. We'll change the words up a little bit, right? That did a lot of things to screw you over or whatever it is, right? Oh, what do we got? The connivers there at the beginning, right? The game players, right? May the full horrors of your actions be revealed to you. I'm just going to say, because I keep picking this up, this is about kids. That's the energy that I'm getting, right? And it's something that I deal with a lot. Because I think we've been bringing up the teenagers, right? A lot of people have been dealing with a lot of shit with their kids lately, especially, I get the mother's curse. Like, my friend called me the other day and told me that she found out her son's been skipping school. I'm giggling in my own head. I'm like, okay, we skipped school. She's like, yeah, but they went to school and then they left school and then they came back to get picked up from school. And I'm like, yeah, we did that too. Like, that's the full horrors of your actions being revealed to you. What, now you know what you did to your mother. That's how that mother's curse works. May your children grow up to be just like you, right? May your children act just like you. And that's kind of how it comes into play. May the full horrors of your actions be revealed to you. They will be revealed to that person, right? If someone played you, they give off that energy. Eventually, they're going to run into somebody that plays them. What is that song? A Lesson in Leaving, right? Yeah. Someone was unappreciative. Eventually, they're going to find themselves with someone who didn't do nearly as much as what you did. They say in heaven, love comes first. And there's a big thing, that's the thing. But focus on love, focus on what you love. Focus on putting love first. As long as you're genuinely moving from a heart-centered space, allow people are cursing themselves. Allow people to do that. That's their own thing. And I got the men need to be loved and women need to be wanted. What? Women don't feel loved unless they feel wanted, right? Big message there. What? If you love somebody, tell them you love them. If you want somebody, tell them you want them. Right? Do or do not. There is no try. Breach the surface of your own bullshit, right? Anything else? Let's see. I'm so nosy now. Any final messages? We'll do one final. Don't ever put me in a situation where I have to show you how heartless I can be. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I am kind to everyone, but when someone is unkind to me, weakness will not be what they remember. I get a strong sense Good Lord said he can get me out of this, but he's pretty sure you're fucked. Alright, so this is just people with that nasty energy, right? This is for people who are on the receiving end of this nasty energy. The nasty energy, people who just can't keep their names out your mouth, right? People who just... That's your choice, too. I want to put that out there. Someone's got your name in their mouth. They're casting you energy. It's up to you how you decide to use that energy. You can send it back with love and light and hope that love and light is reflected onto you always, right? That's one way to do it. You can put up a shield and be like, whatever you cast on me, I'm rubber, you're glue, right? You're casting that all upon yourself. You're casting it all upon yourself, right? Or you can cord cut. And that's the energy that I'm getting off of this, right? Don't ever put me in a situation where I have to show you how heartless I can be. This is a cord cutting, right? What? I didn't do anything to you. I didn't curse you. I didn't send any negative energy your way. I didn't focus on you in any way, shape, or form. All honestly, I did the exact opposite. What? I showed you how heartless I can be by cutting you off access to any of my heart energy. Right? I'm a triple fire sign. I know this is especially true for fire signs, right? What? We have a very warm, hot energy. And guess what? When you get used to being warm and hot all the time, when you take that shit away, it's fucking cold. All right? Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I am kind to everyone, but when someone is unkind to me, weakness will not be what you remember. There is a lot of, okay, I'm sorry I cut you off from my energy, but your sob stories do not work on me anymore, and I'm not falling back into that shit fucking energy. Oh, you're fucked? Yeah. Good Lord said it's gonna get me out of this one. Pretty sure you're still fucked, though. Look. Do you genuinely, truly believe that the universe has your best interest in heart? Do you truly believe that it will work out at the last second, even if it stresses you to the max right before it does? Do you believe that good comes to those who work from a love space center, and karma falls upon those who bring it upon themselves? Whatever energy that you cast is what comes back to you. So if someone's out there casting negative energy, You don't have... I love it. I love it. Someone's out there casting negative energy at you. The best thing you can do is zero engagement. Zero engagement, right? Ace of Swords, power and victory. That is literally the definition. It's not just power and victory, but clarity of thoughts and words. I love how she's got that nose ring. I'm planning on getting mine done soon. Right? This is the spiral dynamics. This is the learning. This is the evolving. This is allowing your mind to evolve. This is allowing those nooks and crannies and those thinky parts to really get working, right? What? Every time I come around this fucking problem, no, figure it out. Go higher. Figure it out. Go higher. Figure it out. Go higher. What? Now I'm looking down on this perspective and I'm like, now I get it. Right? Are you doing the math? Are you following the signs? Are you taking the leaps that need to be taken, right? All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all. I do promise. I'm going to be back as soon as I can. Just, the world went crazy, and I'll be back as soon as I can.